Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to week 6, July the 9th through July the 15th. We're looking at the preterite tense. These are the pages that you're going to need to study and review. What you hope to accomplish or be able to do at the end of this week is you should be able to use the preterite tense to talk about events in the past. You should be able to relate basic information about Chile's history, economy, geography, and people. And after completing this week's assignments, you should be able to report past events and activities. You also need to demonstrate that you can recall vocabulary needed to order meals and discuss cooking and recipes. You also need to demonstrate that you can use the verbs dar and decir and indirect object pronouns to talk about things and express to whom or for whom something's intended. You also need to be able to demonstrate that you can use the verb gustar and other verbs like gustar to express your likes and dislikes. All of these assignments address student learning outcomes 1, 3, and 6. And all of the work is due July the 12th. Okay, you're going to start the same way you do every week by looking at the videos so you know what grammar and vocabulary you're supposed to know for this week. This video goes over the stem changing verbs in the preterite tense. And the last two go over some irregular verbs in the preterite tense. Okay. Then you're going to want to open up your class participation form, just like always. This is a double check, so then click on the thread, hit reply, and post any questions or concerns you have about the material covered in the videos. And if you have none, then just simply respond back that you have no questions, but make sure that you're following the thread in case someone in the class has a question that could benefit you. Okay, so you're also going to have a test on Chapter 6, Test 4. So if I open up Test 4, you've got 3 hours to complete it and only one attempt, so don't open it until you're ready. Okay. Los hábitos de comer, you're going to listen to the eating habits of Manuel and Aldo and decide whether each statement is cierto or falso. So if you click this button right here, you'll listen through the entire You're going to listen through the entire dialogue, and then there's some statements below, and you'll just decide whether the statements are true, false, or not mentioned based upon what you've heard. Okay. For the next one, you're going to label each picture, and you want to be sure to include the appropriate definite article. So you just label what that vocabulary is. Okay. Oops. Okay. Here you're going to choose the answer that best completes each sentence. You're using indirect object pronouns, so you want to look for to whom the instructions are being repeated, to whom the money is being paid, and then you plug in that indirect object pronoun there. A lot of times you'll have the indirect object already in the sentence, like a los niños, and you're just replacing it with or finding the pronoun that matches that. So look for the a and then the people that follow the a to help you know which indirect object pronoun to use. Dar or decir, choose the correct form of either dar or decir to complete each of the sentences. So you're given choices and then just write the correct spelling of either dar or decir in the blank. Okay, que les gusta? Complete each of the following sentences by selecting the most logical verb. So you've got verbs like gustar, and remember that when you're using verbs like gustar, you're conjugating for the thing that's either pleasing or interesting or bothersome to the people, not the people. So like, for example, if I like pizza, I don't use gusto even though I am the one who's liking pizza, because it really means like pizza pleases me, so I'm conjugating for pizza. So it's me gusta and it's gusta for pizza, okay? For this one, you want to complete the following sentences with the correct preterite form of the logical verb. So you'll pick the verb that makes the most sense and then conjugate it into the preterite tense. And remember last week that if a verb ends in gar, car, or zar, that you have a spelling change that you need to make in the yo form. Okay, these are all those verbs that have funky spellings in the yo form, so you're going to pick the verb that would best complete each sentence and then make sure you conjugate it correctly into the preterite form, making that spelling change. Okay, here you're seeing a lot of your stem changing verbs. Remember in the preterite that the stem change only happens for el, ella, Usted, ellos, ellas, ustedes for third person singular plural. And so you've been given some choices. You choose which one best completes the sentence. Okay, here's just vocabulary. You'll read the definition or the sentence, and then you'll choose the word that best completes the sentence. And that's the end of the test. Okay. You also have oral dialogue too. If you remember, you had this workshop from a couple weeks ago. Last week you critiqued someone else's. I will move this workshop down to here. When we finish with it, you'll be able to open it up, see the suggestions made by your classmates and by me. Then you'll use that dialogue to record your voice. So if you open up this oral dialogue 2, you are going to see this video just ask you those questions, but you've already gone through that, so you don't necessarily need to look at that again. This one tells you how to do a video in ILOS. This one gives you the written instructions on how to do it. You're basically doing a video like the one you're seeing me do right now. If you have trouble with that, then you need to reach out to me and I'll give you some alternative ways to make your voice recording. Okay, but just remember, when you're ready, after you record and you get a link to your recording, this video will tell you how to do that. When you add your submission, you need to paste the link to your recording here. If I don't see that link, I can't see your video. Okay, it's not enough just to record it, I need the link. Okay, you also have cultural assignment 3 on Chile. There are transcripts in English right here, and if you open up each video on Chile, just like before, you can click the closed captioning, and when you hit play, okay, so you can hear him speaking in Spanish, but you can see the captions in English. So again, you've got 2 hours and 1 attempt, so don't open it until you're ready. The videos are there again. You just fill in the blank and then decide whether the rest of the statements are true or false based upon what you saw in the videos. Remember again, for the fill in the blanks, that I need to go through them. There are many things that could cause you to get marked wrong even if you are giving the right answer, so please don't inundate me with emails until you've given me a chance to go through all of them, which is usually the day after you turn them in. So, and I don't grade in advance, so if you guys are working ahead, I'm grading each week at a time. So if you work ahead, you will have to wait a while before you have me go through and actually change your grade. So keep that in mind. That might be a reason not to work ahead if you get stressed out by seeing your grade lower than what you think it should be. Okay. And we have oral dialogue preparation for oral dialogue 3. You've done one of these. You've done a couple of these already. Just this tells you in 2 weeks you'll come. Well, anyway, to help you prepare for this assignment, you want to post your written answers to the questions below. So you're asked these various questions. You're going to hit start preparing your submission. You're going to write your answers to those questions. Then next week someone will critique it, and then the following week you will actually do the recorded piece. Okay, but you should know how to do these at this point. You also have assignment 8, where you're going to visit my language labs and you're going to complete these SAM activities and these extra practice activities. So if you go out to the calendar and you click on the 12th, the assignments will pop up there. You also know what to do here. You just open it up and answer it, and you can do it as many times as you would like before the assignment's due date. But again, if you're doing it more than 3 times, you probably want to reach out to me, okay? And that's everything you need to know for week 6.